Joshiwaro, it's your boy. I am the second coming at you with episode 5. Yeah, I got it right this time. Yeah, of Anime Talks Plus. I got it right. This time we're gonna do a review on Black Clover. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm tired as fuck. It's like 6:50 in the morning. I haven't been asleep yet. I've been binge watching Overlord, so you should be expecting that soon. But right now I'm gonna do Black Clover only because it's still going on right now, and I have a pretty basic idea of the storyline and what's going on. Yeah, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm cheating today. I'm really just tired. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's jump right into it, right? So you got the two main characters, Asta and who came from Mage Village, I believe it's called. And you got this village is fucking poor. They was orphans who that people just left them on their doorstep of this church. Sorry. And ever since then, the priest has been raising them with this person named Sister Lily, and Asta has been in love with Sister Lily since forever. Like since the start of the show, he has been all over Sister Lily, and she has been, turning him down every time. Like obviously you turn down a kid, and even when he becomes an adult, and it's kind of like, I can't really see you that way, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of how it is. So, has always been blessed with the ability to do magic, while Asta, on the other hand, was waiting for that magic to manifest. He at a young age he was like, yeah, it'll come to me. As he gets older, he's still having that hope that it'll come to him, only to realize that it never will. So when the Grimoire ceremony came about, where this is a place or a time where they're supposed to receive their grimoires based on their magic powers or magic level, and it determines their magic type and all that stuff. So Yuno gets his, and it's a 4-leaf clover, which is considered like the strongest one. And if you get that, you're of high tier in terms of magic level. Asta, on the other hand, already knowing that he has no magic powers, goes to the ceremony and doesn't receive a grimoire. Oh, which, by the way, grimoire is a book where it holds the spells for the user to cast. So after the ceremony and all that stuff, there was an approach by this random ass guy, this anybody. He attacked for that 4-leaf clover grimoire, right? Because, like I said, it's really, I should tell you guys that it's rare to get a 4-leaf clover. Can't anyone get it? That's not a thing. It's a certain criteria you have to meet in order to get it. And I guess met that criteria, whatever that criteria is. So of course it's gonna be worth some money if you get your hands on it, because it's a 4-leaf clover grimoire. And honestly, just getting this grimoire, didn't really know how to use it yet. So this guy was able to catch him off guard. Him and Asta not having a grimoire, and then Asta actually, during that fight, he receives his grimoire during that fight, which is the five-leaf black clover. Pretty much is based off a demon. You know, is the grimoire is itself is pretty much like uh, for anti magic. You feel me? So like he can deflect any type of magic. So like with his sword, of course. So when he uses his sword, he can deflect any type of magic. You feel me? And it nullifies any type of magic. It really comes in handy later down the line. So once he was able to use that along with his physical ability, because mind you, Asta does nothing but train. He worked on his body for years, didn't stop because he figured one day that he'll get his magic powers just from sheer will alone, and that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure he was fucking disappointed. Matter of fact, he was disappointed to find out that he wasn't fucking going to get a grimoire for having magic, but then he got the five-leaf black clover, which pretty much classifies as having a grimoire, but still no magic powers. So now he's very fucking strong with a fucking grimoire that gives him a sword or two. Well, at first I only gave him the one sword that can nullify magic. So now you're strong as fuck with a sword that nullifies magic. I think that can work for you. You feel me? And it's later it becomes apparent that the five-leaf black clover is damn near like having a demon. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get into that a little more later. So once they receive their grimoires, they pledge to each other that they're gonna become the Wizard King, and they're gonna see who becomes the Wizard King first. And at this time, the Wizard King's name is Julius. I'm not really gonna go too much into Julius. Just know he's fucking powerful. So the two of them head out to go to the Clover Kingdom to become a magic knight. Goes into the Golden Dawn, and Asta goes into the Black Bulls. Black Bulls are considered like the lowest of the low in terms of magic knight guilds. But it's not like they're a bunch of like, I would say like, how would I classify them? It's really hard. Not hard. They're like, fuck it. Whatever. Just know they're a bunch of mix and match personalities. But when it comes to working as a team, I think they got that in the bag. Despite their personalities, they work well as a team. So I will have to give them that. But yeah, he joins the Black Bulls. They all welcome him pretty much with open arms. You know what I'm saying? So I want to fast forward because it's a lot of just like filler stuff. I feel like, stuff that can be important, but not necessarily. So I want to bring up this first important thing, which is, Yami. Yami is the captain of the Black Bulls. Him and Asta was fighting the Eye of the Midnight Sun for the first time. And this was like in this village in a cave or something like that. And, that was their first encounter with them. Not knowing really who they are, but they were just like, we know you're a bad guy, so we're just going to have to fight you feel me? Yeah, so that was their first encounter. The second encounter was actually when they was looking for the stones, because they was kind of, getting intel about their plans and what they had planned to do, or what they think they was planning to do. Still coming up with hypotheses and trying to figure out, what's their game plan, what they got, planned, what's their next move type deal. And they fight this guy named, I'm trying to remember his name without looking at my book. I can't remember his name. Vito, that's his name. Yep. So they was fighting this guy named Vito. Okay, that was their, I want to say, first serious fight with one of their members. They had another one with Salamander, but this one was kind of great importance, I would say, because during that fight, it gets to a point where Vito actually curses Asta's arms so that he cannot pick up a sword no more. Even though he winds up winning due to the help of Vanessa and Finral, which is a spatial, he uses spatial magic. I want to say. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but he's able to teleport in and out of pockets of space. So they're fighting Vito. Asta gets his arms cursed, and he winds up winning due to the teamwork. Teamwork meet the dream work. You feel me? That type of shit. So after that fight, he sees a doctor and he's like, bro, ain't shit I can do for you. I'm sorry. I can't do shit for you. Like, you assed out, my guy. Just be okay with not being able to use your arms no more, because shit, I can't do nothing for you. You would have thought this man was in the army and shit. Was in the military, bro, with the military doctors, where they look at you like, bro, I can't do nothing for you. Here's some ibuprofen and shit. Yeah, bro, it be like that, man. They be like, oh, here's some ibuprofen, bro. You can be on your way, man. Be like, whoa, shit, bro. I got like a broken leg or something. They be like, all right, bro, you be fine, bro. Drink some water, walk it off. Here's some ibuprofen. You be good. Damn near. But moving on. So Vanessa, who is a witch, goes back to the forest of witches and sees the queen of witches, and she tells her about Asta's condition and stuff like that. So fast forward a little bit, Asta and the crew is there in front of the queen of witches, and she heals them. I feel like there was a condition for why she healed them, but I forget. Just know she winds up healing his arms, right? And by doing so, she actually unlocked something in Asta. She healed him with the intent to control him later down the line, because she was able to see Asta's potential to become stronger than what he was at the time. So after he gets his arms healed, he was fighting a couple enemies damn near right after. It was like the salamander from the Eye of the Midnight Sun. I think that's what they're called, right? Yeah, Eye of the Midnight Sun. And some other random fucking villain, like another anybody, you know what I mean? So he defeats the salamander, but only after being able to unlock this ability where half of his body has, like, I would say a demon like presence to it. You know what I mean? Like he has one wing on one side. You know, his face is like black. Like part of his face turns black. You know, his eye turns red type shit. Uh, so yeah, like he now has gained a whole new ability that makes him like mad powerful, and it's crazy because like he can fly and shit. He can like it just gives him an overall boost. And I wonder, bro. I wonder, will he be able to unlock both sides eventually? Like, is that a thing, or is it just the one side that they have in him to? Because would two sides be like overpowered at this point? Because if he can nullify any fucking magical shit, and not only nullify it, but he can actually absorb it with one of his swords, bro, and then redistribute, and then fucking use that to his advantage, bro. Like, if Asta really wanted to, he can be overpowered as fuck, man. He really could. Bro, like, how you gonna fight someone in a world that's based off of magic and be the only person that can nullify magic? Like, you got swords where you damn near not affected by magic, bro. I mean, obviously, without the swords, you'd be fucking useless. But you got the swords that nullify magic, can fucking absorb magic, and, you know, he can use that shit because he's used it before. And it's like, bro, why the fuck not, right? I lost track of where I was just now. Fuck. All right. Let me try to gain where I was. Shit. Where the fuck was I? Right. Fuck. I remember. He went to the fucking Queen of Witches, got his arms fixed. Then I talked about his new ability. And also said that she wanted to control him. What she wound up doing, you know, making him turn on his friends. But because of how strong his willpower was or is, he was able to break free from that. So kudos to him, you know, for having that strong of a willpower. So let's fast forward. I'm gonna fast forward quite a bit here, and we're gonna go to this festival where you know, they talk about the standings of the guilds and stuff like that, and having the Black Bulls who were like down there, bro. They was like, yeah, they was always at the bottom, having no merits or stars, as they call them or whatever, to having like being like, what was it? What was they? Number 3, number 2, something like that. Yeah, they was up there, bro. I think they was like top 5, somewhere in the top 5, and then top 2 new rookies, Magic Knight rookies, I guess, were Yuno and Asta, because of all that they've accomplished. But they also mentioned an elite Magic Knight force, you know, an elite group to combat the Eye of the Midnight Sun. So, led by somebody from the Vermilion family. I can tell you her name, but I don't know if I can pronounce it. Marioli, bro, I'm not even gonna try, bro. I'm sorry. Just know that I know who I'm talking about. You may not know, but I know. That sounds shitty. I really don't know what to tell you. I haven't been to sleep. I'm tired as fuck. And I couldn't pronounce her name to begin with. I damn sure can't pronounce it now. You feel me? Yeah, it be like that. But yeah, they created this elite magic force, elite magic knight force. And then they determined how people was gonna get in through a tournament. Yeah, of course, Asta was in it. Noelle was in it too. She's part of the Black Bulls. Uh, Luck was in it. He's part of the Black Bulls. And there was a couple other people, a couple big names in there too. Yeah, but you come to find out that the Eye of the Midnight Sun actually are descendant of the elves, you know, who got massacred by, you know, a human. So they have their grudge against them, against humans for killing them, killing their people. You know, especially when at first all they wanted to do was to be friends and live in peace with each other and stuff. Now I don't even know if they was really killed by a human though. That's a thing. Because even though they show them getting killed, they never show who actually did it. They just assumed that it was a human who did it based on a type of magic. But we really don't know. Unless you read the manga and they tell you, but I haven't read the manga or anything like that, so I don't know. Only watch the animes for now. So yeah. Right now they're fighting the elves. Excuse me. Oh, come to find out, the captain of the Golden Dawn is actually the captain of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. Yeah, fucking. It turns out that he shares the body with the captain, bro. It's like two souls that live in one body. Sorry. There's something in my fucking eye. Yeah, it's like it's two souls living in one body. So technically, you know, William, who is the captain of Golden Dawn, isn't, you know, the captain of that group, but of that other group. But technically he is as well. Excuse me. Technically he is. And that's kind of where we are right now. They're fighting the elves who has been resurrected from by a forbidden spell. Yeah. So now elves have controlled Magic Knight's bodies. You know, now they control their bodies and are attacking the Clover Kingdom. Yep. Which also increases their power, by the way. Yeah, so that's where we at pretty much right now. I like the show. I like Black Clover. I mean, I feel like sometimes it can be dry. It reminds me a little bit of Naruto in a way. A kid who grew up, you know, even though Naruto had the nine-tailed fox and always had power with him, but he was always outcasted. Asta wasn't so much outcasted as he was. Well, he was outcasted a little bit for not being able to produce magic. But on his journey, he will always create friends with people. And that reminds me of Naruto as well. You know, even though he was outcasted, he always, you know, fought for his friends, and that's who Asta is. So they have similar personalities, you know. Not that the show reminds me of Naruto, but more so the protagonist does. So yeah, the show is good. You know, I have no real complaints with it. It can be slow sometimes. I will say that. But right now they're fighting the biggest battle. Uh, you know, we're at the pinnacle of the fight. Well, not the pinnacle. I wouldn't say that, but we're pretty much at the climax of the plot for this season, at least. So I want to see how it ends, and I want to see how things will change because, you know, Light was fighting Julius, and Light got the upper hand on Julius, who is the Wizard King, and yeah, almost killed him. Yami saved him, but I don't know if he's been treated or not. The last thing we heard about the Wizard King was that, you know, he gave him to a captain's sister and told her to take his ball of darkness to a safe place because it contained the Wizard King. And I don't know if that dark space is what's keeping the Wizard King alive still or not. So we'll just have to see what happens with the Wizard King because it's not. They haven't said anything about him as of yet. They kind of just was like, yeah, he's on the brink of death, and kind of just left it like that. But we'll definitely see how that turns out. But yeah, I mean, the show is good. I have no real complaints about it, except for the fact that it can be slow. But other than that, I like the character development. I like you know, the fight scenes when it gets good. Like the fight scenes are enjoyable to watch, keeps you on your toes damn near. It can be predictable a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty good. I have no real complaints, none at all. So that's it for this episode. I'm sorry for my lack of energy. Like I said, I'm tired as fuck. I haven't had any fucking sleep. I've been up since 4 p.m. yesterday. Actually, before that, I would say about 3:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30. I've been up since then, and it's 7:16 now. So yeah, sorry for my lack of energy. I'm tired as fuck. I'm gonna start trying to record this video sooner so I can have more energy. But like I said, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I really want you guys to comment, you know what I mean? So I can have discussions with you guys. That's really the goal. You know, in the comment section, have me talking with you guys, teach me some shit, tell me that I'm wrong about something, or tell me, give me suggestions, or, you know, suggest animes that y'all want me to watch and review. I really want us to get to that point. We're not there. I guess we're not there yet, but I really want to. That's the goal of this channel. I just really want to be able to communicate and have like an open forum with you guys. But yeah, until next time. Sayonara, matane.